Hello everyone, welcome to Astro Live on Instagram. I'm Rod Chang. Usually we will bring some interesting topic and try to discuss. And then, today, as I announced, me and Alejo, we will talk about something very, very interesting. But we start a little bit earlier, so stay tuned. Let me invite Alejo.
Hi.
Hello. So, could you hear me clearly?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So because last time when we do the recording, is like I couldn't hear you, you couldn't hear me, and also I think someone just let me know say, oh, when you talk to Instagram, your volume is a little bit strange or something. Well, we will see. Okay, wow, you really bring a lot of people in. Wow, we start from 8 followers.
Come on.
I think it's all your fans. Hi, Alejo. Please say hello to your fans then.
Hi everyone. How are you, Rod?
I'm your fans too. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very busy.
Today I
Very busy.
started the gym.
You?
I'm very proud. Yes.
You're very proud. You are not a gym person.
No, I'm not a gym person at all. I do yoga,
Yeah,
but my nutritionist told me to do something a little bit more. I do Ashtanga, which is usually quite
yeah,
tough,
yeah.
but she was like, no, you need to go to the gym.
Yeah, you need a
Okay.
little build up a little bit more muscle in it. Maybe that
Yeah.
is like related to what we're going to talk about today,
I
right?
think so.
Because
That's why I'm mentioning it. Yes.
yeah, thank you. So today we're going to talk about the self-value, the
Yes.
things we value, and I think because the reason you suggest this topic, I think it is very interesting. We have apparently at this moment we have Venus at 11-degree Aries.
Yes.
And very
And
soon, yeah, sorry, go on.
sorry, you go on, you go
No,
on.
you go on. You go, no, you go on.
So the moon is in Cancer now,
Yeah.
so it's kind of squaring Venus. But
Mm.
she will soon, in 2 days and a half, she will go into Leo and it's going to make a trine to Venus. So it's like a fiery moment to what's your
Mm.
vision, what's your power, how you can follow that and try to make it real. Yes.
Yeah, and I think another aspect with Venus will be very interesting because Venus going to conjunct Jupiter and also Chiron. And
Yes, indeed.
this is
Yes.
so interesting. It's not about the what we're talking today, but if you notice, follow me on Instagram, you probably know I'm playing with a AI image generator. So
Yeah, I
what
don't
is
like
the
it so much. I've been complaining about it.
I know you don't like it because I have to tell you, don't worry too much because it's programmed. So they do the things you tell them. So for example, that's why I mentioned today. For example, it is very difficult to generate a Chiron image with
Ah,
AI. They can draw a
interesting.
picture, and every time you ask them, give me a Chiron, they don't know what is Chiron. You say half human, half horse. They just catch human and horse. They give you a human picture and a horse picture, or humans and the horse picture. It took
Hmm.
me whole day, and maybe 10,000 pictures. I finally
Hmm.
learned how to make a Chiron, but it's just lucky they accidentally give me a picture of a half human, half horse. So that is a Venus conjunct Chiron at this moment, and what I'm doing, and that is very interesting because this year is my Chiron return. Oh.
Ah, that's why you're focused on that now.
I
Yes.
don't know, it's quite interesting, but yeah, it's not totally related what we're going to talk about because today we're going to talk about
It is related in some ways, I think, because Chiron
uh,
in Aries is about empowering yourself. It's about, I think,
mm-hmm,
this is my view of Chiron in Aries. The idea of Chiron in Aries is that we give our power to somewhere else. Like we're asking other people
mm-hmm,
to give us the right to be. It's like our sense of right to be here, the I
mm-hmm,
am, which is Aries, it's kind of hurted. So we are looking for other people to authorize us to start
Mm-hmm.
things, to do things, to achieve
Yeah.
things, to go for things. So I
Yeah.
think it has to do a little bit with
Yeah.
self-esteem in some ways.
It is. It is. Yes. Let's talk about self esteem. We when we focus on the chart, the most easy way, the most simple way, where you start with from the chart.
When I have to do consultation,
Yeah.
in general, you mean not about self-esteem, like in general, a consultation?
Or I mean, when you look at the chart about self-esteem and self-value.
Ah, when you look at self-esteem and value, I will look
Mm.
at the second house and Venus. Yes.
Second house, you focus on second house and the Venus. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just received a message. You say my body is still very very small. So let me. Yeah, no, I couldn't do anything. I'm back, right?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's why. Well, I couldn't do better. Anyway, so so we will focus on Venus in the second house. Okay,
What do
that
you
is.
focus in?
I think so. Yeah, that's
Ah,
what we
okay.
usually do. Yes, I think so because I think both Venus is about in the modern astrology is about our view, our value, and what we value. Because I think, Alejo, could you give us a very simple idea how important about our self-esteem in our life?
Ah, it's totally important. It affects every aspect of your life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to talk about Venus and like relationships,
Mm-hmm.
there's this movie that's called The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I haven't read the book, so maybe it's also in the book, but I've only seen the movie. There's some point where they say we accept the love we think we deserve.
Okay.
And I think that happens in every area of life, not only in relationships, also in your work, with your family, with your friends. You
Mm-hmm.
accept what you think you deserve. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have self-esteem, if you have a sense of worth, then there are certain things which you will be willing to set a boundary, to put a limit, and to say, no, I'm not going to let this happen to me. I'm not going to let you
Mm-hmm.
do this to me. And this is my
Mm-hmm.
boundary. This is my limit.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have I'm coming from a Jungian perspective on psychology, as you
Yeah.
know. When you have people who never find somebody or some job or some situation that is good for them, that is good enough for them, or when you have people that find situations that are abusing them all the time, probably in both cases, it's a different symptom, but the cause is probably the same. It's a problem of
Mm-hmm.
self-esteem, right?
Mm.
When you have like a healthy kind of self-esteem, you are open to being vulnerable. You're open to whatever life may
Mm.
bring, but you're also willing to stand for yourself and defend. I mean, of course, we're generalizing a lot. Maybe it's not for every case and every situation,
Mm-hmm.
but I would
Mm-hmm.
say we're generalizing way a lot. But if we're thinking of this idea of self-esteem and stuff, I would say something like that. Like, if you have self-esteem, you will not be afraid to put a boundary and say no to something because you know something good is out there for you. You don't have
Yeah.
to keep up with things that are not good for you.
Mm. Thank you, Alejo, because I think that is really very, very important because I'm not a qualified as you for talking about psychology, and but I know my personal experience and in the previous several relationship or few relationship that would be like oh because I never find I'm good enough for someone else, or
Ah,
I never know myself how good I am, and I find that in a lot of my client too. So, that's like between astrologer and the client, we help each other, we remind each other who we are. And that was so
yeah.
interesting. And when I read the chart for my client, I remind myself, oh, okay. So it's like as a childhood, I probably don't know I'm good with something. No, I just like if I feel, oh, I'm not good in mathematics, I'm not good at this, oh, I'm so ugly and this and that. So, and then when you step into relationship, like you say, well, you don't know how to love yourself first, and also when people want to take advantage from you, you don't know. You just like, oh yes, I will give you everything. Just
Yeah, I
stay
will give
with
you
me.
everything. Yes. Just stay with me. I will do anything as long as you stay with me. Yes. And
Yeah.
then the other thing is also true. Like when you never take anyone. No one is good enough for me
Yeah.
because down deep inside there might be a fear of rejection. If I expose myself and I choose this person
Yeah.
might push me away. So down
Mm,
deep inside there is a sense of there is still a giving to others authority to decide how
mm,
much is my worth. But
mm,
because I'm afraid of that, I put a
mm-hmm,
huge boundary, and nobody is ever good enough for me.
mm. Should we do you mind we quickly go through the sign like we put Venus or the second house cusp? Do we talk
Okay,
about
let's
their sign?
do Venus first.
Okay, Venus. Okay.
Because second
So
house cusp also depends where Venus is at the end, right? So
okay,
not
yep.
on Venus, on where the ruler of the second house, I
Yeah,
mean, sorry.
yeah. Ruler of second house. Let's go focus on Venus. It's much easier. I think most people, for most of the beginner, like, it would be, much easier. So should we just start from the Aries then?
Okay, Venus in Aries.
Yeah.
So,
Are you going to performing? Because I remember you used to performing something like that. When you turn it like that, oh, is he going to performing?
uh, because we did this sketch with a friend. If you
Yeah,
want to watch it, what's her? I'm going to put it in the chat because I don't remember.
sure.
Let's see. Does it come out if I put it here?
I don't know. You try and I
See,
will see. Yeah.
see. Here it is. No, it didn't come out.
Okay. But
Here.
we will put it in the comment
So
later.
it's
Oh
with
yeah, I saw it.
her
I saw it.
and
Yeah.
it's in
So
Spanish, so you have to speak Spanish. But I think you can understand it if you don't speak Spanish. So basically, we're doing like I was the astrologer and I was warning people when Venus was in Pisces that they can fall in love easily and be careful because
uh-huh.
it's gonna be full of illusions and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and maybe you will be disappointed later. So when Venus got into Aries, we did this sketch in which Venus is calling me on the phone, angry because of what I've been saying, and she's like, I was
Yeah.
trying to be nice, now I'm in Aries, so be ready. Yeah.
So yeah,
So
Venus in Aries. Let's out.
should you start?
Yeah, I
You want me to
start.
start?
Okay. Well, I think the point for Venus in Aries, that is the point about I am going to show you how good I am, and then
Mm.
that's about the cardinal sign is even not think about it. Cardinal plus fire, they even not think about it. It's just like I born this way. It is like Lady Gaga says, I born this way. I even not going to reflect. I am as
Yes.
good as I am. There's no doubt, no but, no if, no whatever.
Yes, I agree. And I think it's like a very generous in that sense. It's a very given Venus because Venus in Aries wants to be the first, wants to be the chosen one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like and it's very kind of assertive and outgoing
Mm.
energy. So it's this
Mm-hmm.
kind of people that they love you, they give love, they give fire, they give presence.
Mm-hmm.
They want, it's like, yeah, for some people it feels invasive. For some people it feels so passionate. They give so
Mm-hmm.
much when they're
Mm-hmm.
in love.
Yeah, I think so because and it's sometimes somehow it's a little bit forceful, a little bit like push, a little bit push,
Maybe,
but
but I guess, yeah.
yeah, it's not 100%, but because other people are not ready or not aware, but they are all in. They are all in. I'm all
Yeah,
here. I'm here.
exactly. Yeah, but I mean, I
And
guess it
you
depends on your chart because maybe you have a moon in
true.
Libra and you fall in love with this person who has so much initiative, and it's like, ah, it's so easy for me to be with this person. I never have to make the decisions.
Yeah, but I agree. As we say, the whole chart we have to take into account. But if we only look at Venus, let's take a little bit about, how we express how beautiful, how good we are. So should we move to Taurus?
Okay, Taurus. So Venus in Taurus, what they appreciate probably is stability,
Mm,
groundedness, practicality, and the idea
mm-hmm,
of pleasure. Venus in Taurus is very much at home. So the
mm-hmm,
idea that life should be pleasant and that my
mm,
relationship should be pleasant. So I'm going to be attracted probably to people that give me a sense of loyalty, sense of confidence.
mm-hmm,
And also, I would say that in love, it's like the person who enjoys
mm-hmm,
sex, enjoys the dinners, enjoys
mm-hmm,
the good cup of wine, and they want to
mm-hmm.
share this with the people they love. Yes.
Sounds is very sensual in one part about
Yes.
the things you can touch, you can smell, and you can taste. And I think I think is the things for them is the things that last long, and even for their own view about their self. So I mean, as we say, whole thing about the self-esteem and our self-value is whole chart. But if they have like a maybe unpleasant experience about the self-esteem, how they look at themselves, it will last a little longer, and it will take long time, a little bit longer time to work it out, and that would
Yeah.
be very different.
Yeah, and I would say, with Venus in Aries, the self-esteem has to do with my power, the sense of power, the sense of action, the
Mm.
sense of drive. With Venus
Ah.
in Taurus, the self-esteem has to do with the ability for things to last long. So if,
Mm.
like, Venus in Aries, maybe a divorce or a breakup is not so
Mm-hmm.
traumatic. It's like, well, yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
didn't work out. I'm going to find another one. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
if I have the power, it's not so traumatic. Maybe for Venus in Taurus, who is more fixed, if it didn't work out, it didn't last long,
Mm-hmm.
then it might be more deep. It might be like a wound in the self-esteem. Like, I couldn't make it last.
Mm.
Instead, for
Yeah.
Venus in Aries, it doesn't matter so much about that. What matters is whether if I held my power or not, whether if I was still brave, whether if I was
Mm-hmm.
still courageous and
Mm-hmm.
active and driven and all of these things and passionate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's very interesting. So should we move to Venus in Gemini?
Let's.
Let's.
Who
Yeah.
do you go
Okay.
or I go?
Should I go? Okay, should I go then? Well, it's an air sign and it's a mutable sign. Well, both. I mean, mutable quality is kind of a come and go and evolve and adapt. But air sign with this kind of communication and trying to learn things. So somehow this Venus, I think its value is based on the information and how much we can share to each other.
Yeah, I agree. This is how do they call it? The sapiosexual.
What? What?
Sapiosexual. Have you not heard
Yeah.
about this?
Oh yes.
Sapiosexual.
It's
People
not
who
my
get
word.
it's not your case. People who get aroused, people who get aroused by other people who are smart or who have a lot of information, who are very good at speaking. This
Yeah.
idea of the abstract world, the world of ideas, it's what's seducing me. And also, this could be my value. So I value myself in different because Gemini is versatile. So maybe the way I value myself is changing. It's not always the same way,
Yeah.
and maybe it's very abstract. It's very intellectual. So it doesn't look so much at what I do in the end or what I achieve or how I feel, but really about how I think, if my ideas are clever or not. This is how I
Mm-hmm.
value myself. Wait, I see something. Someone is saying
Yeah.
something.
The word you use is
Ah, it's
sapiosexual.
sapiosexual. I will type
Sapio.
it.
Yeah, Alejo will type it. So I think I learned that one is very interesting. And that another way to say is the brain is a new sexy. So it's like
Hmm.
you met someone and they are very sweet. They react very quickly. They are witty, and you find they are sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it is very interesting, and I think you point out that their values keep changing and up to date. Up to date. So it's like they could change their value with the time and the
Yes.
place.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, should we move to next slide? Cancer.
Venus in Cancer. So Venus in
Yeah.
Cancer, what do they value? They value first of all the world of emotions, the world of
Mm.
feelings. They
Yes.
value the feeling of belonging.
Mm.
They value being at home. They value like this idea that I'm protected, I'm nurtured. So it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of this very sweet Venus who needs yeah, this homey stage. I
Yeah.
imagine these
Yeah.
people at home also having maybe a cup of wine, maybe more like a tea, not so much a cup of wine, watching a movie and chocolates. This idea that we're like a little nest of love and a little
Yeah.
family, and maybe that sense of worth and value comes from the people they hang out with. They hang out with. So
Yeah.
according, this idea that according who I meet, tell me who you you're going out with, and I will tell you something about yourself. I think maybe Venus in Cancer has this idea. The people that I share quality time with are going to define what I deserve and what I find of worth in myself. Something like that. Yes.
Yeah. I think another word used for the Venus in the Cancer about their self-esteem is that kind of do I feel being hold protected and loved?
Yes.
And that is so important. That is so important because without that, nothing matter for the Venus in the Cancer, because that is so important. And you just beautifully described that little nest. I think probably because we both have something related to Cancer, so we can feel that way. We can feel that way.
I am Venus in Cancer.
All right, speak for yourself.
I can perfectly understand it.
Yeah, when you talk about it, I say, oh wow, so touching, so sweet. I'm nearly like, oh my God. That's why. Okay, so let's move to Venus in Leo.
Oh, I love this one.
Oh, you love this one. Then I'll let you start.
Okay, so Venus in Leo. Well, how does Leo give some kind of different quality to planets? It makes it them fiery, warmth, expansive, and kind of self-centered. So not self-centered in a bad way. Self-centered like I know I'm special. I know I have good qualities. So with Venus in Leo, probably there is a sense of self-esteem regarding who I am, how I show myself, how I express myself, what other people, how can I, light a room when I go into a room, and maybe will be attracted to people who are very spontaneous, very warm, very perhaps a little bit. I don't like to use dramatic so much with Leo, but these kind of people who show their heart, show who they are. They're very open, they're very honest. Very energetic, passionate.
Yeah, I think Venus in Leo is they are a star on the stage, and their self-esteem is about have you seen it? I'm doing this.
Do you realize how important I am?
Yeah,
also, I would say this is how Venus in Leo loves. If you are dating somebody with Venus in Leo, the way they express love is to make you feel important, make you feel like a king or a queen, or it's like this is how they express that they appreciate you, that they value.
Yeah, and that would be so interesting if the opposite side, that another person who received that attention, if they couldn't handle it.
Yes, exactly.
Because it was like, I'm not as good as you think.
Yeah. Also in relationships, I think it's interesting to look at this Venus and also the moon. I used to the moon a lot in relationships because you see what each person needs, and so sometimes they claim they're complaining about the other person because it's not giving me what I need, but the other person is giving you, according to their moon, what they think is the most important need.
Yeah. I like things. I think Darby Costello. Last time you have webinar with her. Darby is really it's really interesting when she's talking about the relationship, and she said relationship is you learn how to dance together. Two people learn how to dance together, and that which is beauty. I really love that concept. So let's move to Venus in Virgo, where traditionally Venus is.
Let's not go there.
You don't
I'm gonna burn the phone.
I want to mention it.
Mention it if you want. Yes,
okay.
I'm super against it.
Yeah, no, it's not. I like another idea. Well, which is a Venus? We say Venus is 4, right? Because Venus is exalt in Pisces, but a 4 in Virgo. Yes, 4 in Virgo. So, this is the place where usually the value is, my value depends on, am I useful or not?
Exactly. Yes.
Am I useful or not?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that could be that could be somehow if they take it in the wrong way, they allow people to using them.
Yeah, I think this is in general for Virgo. It's maybe Virgo is so mutable. I think it's so
Mm-hmm.
mutable, and it's mutable in practical ways. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
mutability in ideas. It's mutable
Yeah.
like in the real effective world.
Yeah.
So people sometimes get advantage of them, and in this case, because if it's Venus, it's how I feel valued. I
Mm-hmm.
feel valued. What you were saying, I feel valued if I'm helping someone else, if I'm serving,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm kind of,
Yeah.
if I'm making the context. The idea of Virgo is like the context is more important than myself. And
Yeah.
with Venus, there is I feel valued when I expose that reality, that the context is more important than myself, and
Yeah.
I can adapt so much to this context
Mm-hmm.
to give something of value that it might be yes. You know that there is this psychologist that said there are 5 different ways of love,
Okay.
and one of the ways is acts of service.
Uh-huh.
And probably
Action
Venus
service.
in Virgo, this is how they feel they
I
express love
think
by doing
so.
acts of service. So
Yeah.
it's also again interesting what we were saying, like in couples. Maybe you're dating somebody with Venus in Virgo and you're complaining that they never tell you I love you, or they don't
Mm.
cuddle so much. You know, the Venus in Cancer wants to be cuddling all the time, and the Venus
Yeah.
in Virgo is like, let's be more practical. It's not so comfortable to be cuddling. Let's just stay
Yeah.
on each one on their spot. So maybe the Venus in Cancer is complaining, but for the Venus in Virgo, it's like, well, I clean the house, I prepare
Yeah.
food,
Yeah. I do the
and this is how I express
shopping.
that I love you. Exactly. This is how I express I love you. Yes.
Yeah, to be honest, and but why I mentioned about that kind of identity about the Venus in Virgo is the four, and I want to mention something because I really like a modern concept. Well, if you are traditional astrologer, you may not agree with that. That's fine. Which is even though the planet in their four detriment are not as a good in the traditional view, but
Mm-hmm.
I like the concept is in the modern astrology, we say you can apply in your own way, in a unique way, and your different way. And which means like, well, for example, Venus in Aries, Venus in Scorpio, and Venus in Virgo. In the traditional view, they are either in detriment or fall. But in this way, like a Venus in Aries, you have your own way to shine. You have your own way to be loved, and you have your way to create the value. So as a Venus in Virgo, maybe people are thinking about the love is I'm waiting for other people give it to me. But Venus in Virgo is my love is I can give to you. And that is different way as the people think. So I think
And
everyone, yep,
sorry, because I'm
sorry,
starting to be, how I turn when
go on.
people start talking about the dignities of the planet.
No. I
So
didn't want to say bad, but it's like a traditional view is not as the expecting, but they have created their way. That's what I like to say.
I mean, culturally speaking, Venus is exalted in Pisces. So it's romanticized love, that it's the
Mm-hmm.
correct love. It's this
Mm-hmm.
idealistic, romantic idea of
Yes,
love that is like,
exactly.
this is the fantastic way of love. And
Mm-hmm.
Venus in Virgo, which is the practical way of love, is actually, is this
Yes.
relationship going to work? The tradition says, here, it's not true love. This is like the fall of
Oh, I
Venus.
will not say
And
it's
I
not
mean,
true
like,
love.
you know what? I think Venus in Virgo is going to is going to create more successful relationships in the end because it's grounded. It's like people don't like it when you are dating and you start asking questions about reality, like
Oh,
do you
yes,
have a
true.
job? Do you live
Oh,
with?
this is
Are
a
you
one-off.
six? Exactly. Are you still living with your parents when you grow up? What do you do every day? Do you like, I don't know? Is your house tidy? So these kinds of things that are practical, people are like, that's not about love. But actually, in reality, my experience is that people who focus on the real possibility of a relationship
Mm-hmm.
to success might then the relationship I mean, it's not only that, of course I'm generalizing, but I think
Yeah.
there is something culturally that we still want to believe in this power of love, and love will overcome
Mm-hmm.
everything, and it's not
Yep.
true. There are circumstances which
Mm-hmm.
will make love be very, very hard, and maybe
Yep.
Venus in Virgo is very much aware of what's necessary for love to
Mm-hmm.
work. And this
Mm-hmm.
maybe sound cold, but it's practical. So I don't know if it's so bad,
No. I'm not saying it's bad. I just say
I know,
there's
you're not.
a
I
way to
know.
talk about
Yes.
it. Okay, let's move to the Venus in Libra.
I got like crazy, didn't
No. So, well, you have a T. Well, Venus in Libra is the air sign and the cardio sign, which what I mean, I've been surrounded by so many people have Venus in Libra. Oh my God. But what they are value is the connection between
Yes,
people.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
For example, if you need help, and the way they show their love to you is help you to find a connection.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Venus in Libra has this beautiful quality of being, I value myself when
Mm-hmm.
I can bring balance to the equation, when I can kind of make things flow, let's say, this
Mm-hmm.
idea. I think Libra has
Yeah.
this idea of flow. It's interesting because people relate Libra with being indecisive, and I think it can happen maybe with the moon in Libra particularly, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think Libra itself is indecisive.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually, to have balance, if you look at nature, to have balance,
Yeah.
you need movement, you need motion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think Venus in Libra has this connection of the necessary, this kind of perception of what's
Mm-hmm.
necessary for this
Mm-hmm.
balance. But you said before, like Darby says, that to be in a relationship is to dance, and I
Mm-hmm.
think Venus in Libra is like
Yeah.
the perfect example of that. If you want to know
Yeah.
how to dance, you need to be able to read your partner's body. You need to be able to read what
Yeah.
they are proposing to do, to be able to
Yeah.
follow that, and
Yeah.
that's the beauty of Venus in Libra. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Let's move to the Venus in Scorpio.
I would say only if we can. Do we have time? Am I speaking too much?
Do we? Are you?
I don't know. Do we have
I don't
time?
know. Oh, yeah, we do have time. Let's finish
Okay.
all of them. Oh, you want to
Because
let? Yep.
no, I was saying with Venus in Libra, I would like to say that maybe the
Okay.
self-esteem is
Yep.
is related to that ability to bring balance and harmony in a place. So maybe there is this sense that if I'm too emotional, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
too impulsive, then I
Mm-hmm.
question my sense of self-esteem. With Venus
Ah.
in Libra, the self-esteem is with the ability of being able to cope in a situations in a civilized way. And if
Yeah.
something, if some emotion bursts up and I go crazy, then maybe that's where my self-esteem gets wounded.
Yes. Yes. All right. Let's go to like Scorpio. This is a
Okay.
hot.
Mm. Venus in Scorpio. So
Yeah.
Scorpio, what does Scorpio give to the sun? To a sign?
Yeah.
Intensity,
Yes.
drive, resourcefulness,
Yeah.
and emotions also because it's a water sign.
Yeah.
So with Venus in Scorpio, we want an intense, passionate love. We want
Mm-hmm.
to merge with the other
Mm-hmm.
person and just kind of
Mm-hmm.
be there in this confusion
Mm-hmm.
of souls, and nobody
Mm-hmm.
knows who is feeling what. And it might become a very passionate situation, or perhaps a little bit too much. And sometimes boundaries might get a bit confused, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and that is the beautiful things of the Venus in Scorpio. They go so deep. They really
Yes.
go deep. The depths is their value. The things without depths, without a profound, is nothing for them. That how much they love you, how much they will bury you to the ground.
Exactly. It's quite
And
interesting because with Libra it's the opposite. With Libra it's like if I stay a little bit more detached and more like kind of
mm,
this fancy, nice,
yeah,
smiley way, it's
yeah.
better. With Scorpio, it's the opposite. It's like, no, you have to go to the max. Let's go to the depths
Yeah,
of our
yeah.
souls
I want to
together.
see your vulnerable part so I can
Yes,
protect you, so I can see are you the true or are you the, you're sincere. But
yes.
I even don't know your name, darling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very much Venus in Scorpio. Yes, I agree.
Okay, and anything you want to add for the Venus in Scorpio about
I would
the?
say maybe there might be a little bit of control also in the situation with Venus in
Mm-hmm,
Scorpio,
mm-hmm,
because it's a sign that is very much connected with emotions, but doesn't want to show themselves
mm,
vulnerable.
yeah,
So there might be perhaps a sense of I need to emotionally control the situation
mm-hmm,
sometimes.
yeah,
Like
because
at the same time that they want to go very deep, maybe
mm-hmm.
they don't want to show their vulnerability. They're willing to see the other person's vulnerability.
That is very interesting. Yes, if instead of they say that, you say, "I want to see your vulnerability," say,
I have none.
"No, nothing. You dare." But I think if they are really, really trusted, and that would be, that would be the things to
Yes.
go through
Yeah.
together. Okay, let's go fire them. Let's go jumping fire Sag.
Venus in Sagittarius. So we have a
Yeah,
mutable sign, a
yeah,
driven sign because it's fire and it's always
fire.
looking for adventures. So there is kind of how could you say, how do you say this in English? There's kind of perhaps a
I
general
don't know. You can speak.
perception.
You can say it in Spanish, and our audience will help you translate
I
it.
mean, there is perhaps a kind of perception, general
Yeah.
perception, that Venus in Sagittarius finds it a little bit hard to be loyal to one person, I would say.
Oh, you think about this. Well, I think they are very friendly. They are very friendly, and they are lovely, and they are all in action. And I think yes, sometimes maybe that is we can say just confused, or it's just like no, you should not tie me down. Nothing can, hold me down. I
Exactly,
am
this is the
the
thing. Yes.
spirit. The free spirit is
Yes.
the Venus in Sagittarius. Um, that's why if you take their free spirit away, that fire is gone.
Exactly. And I would
Yeah.
say it's also, Venus in Sagittarius is like the quest of love. Love in itself is a quest, it's an adventure.
Uh-huh.
So also I would say not only you should not take their freedom away, but also they are intrigued by this possibility of feeling expanded through their love.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if it becomes too routinary, like every day doing the same, all the time doing the
yeah,
same,
yeah,
Venus in Sagittarius goes crazy.
yeah, yeah. I think the best, the most, I mean, if that is really a thing for them that they don't want to, settle down, and they, they prefer to be free most of the time. I think the best way is, find someone share the similar quality that they
Yes,
can enjoy this journey together. And if
yes.
you find someone like this, but you are not agree with that, stop dreaming about I can size him down, size her down. Stop thinking about I can change him, change her, change them. Don't do that.
Don't do that. It's not going to happen. With Venus in Sagittarius, I would say that the self-esteem is related to their freedom, to the
Yes.
possibility of exploration.
Yeah.
So
Love
if
me,
they
love my
feel
freedom.
excited, love me, love my freedom, if they feel that they're doing something because it's imposed, they're going to feel bad about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Capricorn.
Okay, Venus in Capricorn. Now we're serious.
Oh, serious. Yes. Yes. So, how
Venus
much
in
you earn?
how much do you earn exactly? Venus in Capricorn is even more realistic than Virgo, I would say.
I think so. Yeah.
And basically, yes, what they want to know is like how they value results.
Yes. Yes.
They value things that are real, that are concrete,
Mm-hmm.
and the idea of results. So
Yeah.
they are going to be attracted to situations or people that can promise something in return. They
Yeah.
are not going to just, no, let's just go and see what happens. Let's just go with the
Yeah.
flow. No, they have to know, is this boyfriend material? Is this husband material? Is this friend material? It's like they have
Uh-huh.
to know how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That doesn't mean they don't love. They love, but that they know where they're going, and that they know who is who, and is this just one night stand, or just for fun, or just for sex? Is this one is the husband material, so I can go slowly, and I know what is his plan and what her plan, what they want, and that is so important because for them they have a plan, and they just find someone fit into Lee's plan,
Yes.
and then
And
they go through. Yeah.
And I insist this idea that you said, it doesn't mean that they don't love. There is I think, in the astrological memes, there is this kind
Mm-hmm.
of satanization of Capricorn. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that they don't love.
Mm-hmm.
On the contrary, it actually can be a very true. This idea of Capricorn being the essence of our body, being our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I think it could actually be a very steady, real kind of love, practical kind of
Mm-hmm.
love. When
Mm-hmm.
when Venus in Capricorn gives you something, they're not doing it just because you have to you can truly believe it's because of something. Like Venus
Mm-hmm.
in Sagittarius might just do it because they don't want to contradict you. They're like, well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah.
But Venus in Capricorn, no, if they're doing it, it's because they mean it. So in
Yeah.
some ways, I would say it's authentic love. Not only they can also love, I would say in some many
Yeah.
ways it's authentic love. But again, I think we live in a culture and we always relate it to dreamy,
Yeah. I
yeah.
agree. Yeah. Yeah. Then we come to Aquarius, Venus
I
in
would say, wait, before we finish with Capricorn,
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah.
sense of self-value is related to success.
Success.
So they might
Okay.
be attracted to people who are successful because they
Mm-hmm.
might feel a bit ashamed if they're not
Mm-hmm.
successful. Like
Mm-hmm.
what does it say about me if I'm dating
Mm-hmm.
somebody who's not successful?
Yes. Yes. They find the beauty from there, and if I think most important, if they achieve what they want, no matter how
Yes,
big or how small, if they achieve something they want, they have that charms coming out. But if
exactly.
they they are kind of in that kind of frustration or something, then the things is coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say there's no judgment when we say this. There's
No,
no
no, no.
judgment. We're not saying how evil they are. They value success. Each one of us, I'm going to say this brutally this way. Each one of
Mm-hmm.
us gets turned on by something different. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
by a
Yep.
body, sometimes by a mind,
Yep.
sometimes by emotion, sometimes by success, sometimes by money. And there
Mm-hmm.
is, for some reasons, it's socially acceptable to be attracted by someone because of their personality, to be attracted to
Yeah.
someone because of their personality, and sometimes it's not so acceptable to be attracted to this person because they're successful. This is
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me. I mean,
Yeah.
follow your bliss and what makes you happy.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Could we talk about Venus in Aquarius now?
You want me to stop? Yeah, let's go with Venus in Aquarius. I can start talking non-stop. You go first. I've been talking too much.
Oh, okay. Now, let me talk about the Venus in Aquarius. At first, I think it's a little bit like the Venus in Sag, that means the freedom. But
Mm-hmm.
they are slightly different because they have one thing called detachment.
Yes.
And that is about, that is about when Venus in Aquarius, they value something, they want to walk away, far, far, far away, to have a global view, to have a clear view, and to not, to have that kind of a distance. So if you find a Venus in Aquarius, the way they show in love, you just, I don't understand because they are trying to step back. It's not they don't like you. They just want to understand a whole picture.
Yes, here we have somebody saying they have Venus in Aquarius. Rezo agradecido. It's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like the opposite of Venus in Leo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Venus
Yeah.
in Leo is like the more passionate you are, the more you show you love.
Yeah.
But Venus in Aquarius is like, I show you that I love you by giving you space, but by not calling you for 3 or 4 days. So it's like, if you are the Venus in Cancer, like, he's not calling me for 3 or 4 days. But
I think Venus in Aquarius, or most of air sign, mostly. I think what I found is Venus in Libra and the Venus in Aquarius are tranquilo.
Yeah, it's like, well, relax, chill out. I was just busy with my stuff. It's like, yeah.
Calm down,
Yeah.
mister. Calm down, lady.
Yeah. And I would say maybe they value, creativity, things that are a
Yep.
bit different, a little bit like new. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe they are attracted to artists or to people who bring a new perspective into life.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yes.
the worst thing, I guess, for Venus in Aquarius is to date what they might call an ordinary person, which
Mm-hmm.
for everybody is defined in different ways. So it's a
Yes.
subjective perception. But what they would see in their world as ordinary is like the nightmare to date.
Yeah, that's me. I have a Venus in Aquarius, so if you make me find out like, oh, I'm doing same thing as most people do, I will silently walk away and not say a word to hide myself. I
Yeah,
want to be different, and for Venus in Aquarius, nothing more beautiful than different.
exactly. I agree. That's why we said before we're not judgmental. You can follow your bliss, like what you like.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing, to me, the worst compliment you can give me is normal. You're a normal guy. When people say, "Man, yeah, you're a normal guy." What?
What? You tell me that.
Yeah, yeah. Normality is the worst.
Yeah. All right. So, should we move to the last Venus in Pisces?
Venus in Pisces. Here that's what I see as Venus in Aquarius, friend and lover at the same time. Yes,
Oh,
it's very
yes.
much Venus Aquarius.
Yes.
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 Don't mess up with that friend with benefit, all right? They are different. Friend and love at the same time is not a friend with benefit. Sorry.
Yeah. And also, I would say Venus in Aquarius because they have this possibility of distancing themselves. They can speak about what they feel, what they like, and these kind of things
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
in a very what seems cold manner for other signs. But it would be
mm-hmm.
like just speaking about, like more abstract, more the objective way of just speaking what they like.
Yep.
It's interesting, yeah.
True. True. Yep.
Yeah.
Should we go to Pisces then?
Venus in Pisces, yes, we're running out of time. Venus in Pisces, so here Venus is attracted to, I think Pisces brings this quality of boundless, right? There is no boundaries. So I
Mm-hmm,
think Venus in Pisces has this great gift or
mm-hmm,
curse
mm-hmm,
to being able to love anyone, no matter what.
mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they put the exaltation here, because in some ways it's like the idea of unconditional love, which is amazing. But in some
Amazing.
ways, I think it can be very problematic, exactly. Because we are
Mm-hmm.
not unconditional beings, we are conditioned beings.
Mm. Yeah.
Um,
I think that's the one thing about Venus in Pisces. There's a love, and they find love in everywhere, every people, and every corner. But the things is like sometimes, well, it's too intangible. It's very intangible. No problem for if you have lot of planet in water sign or the Pisces. But for other people, those intangible things, how to translate it to daily life, in the daily
yeah,
routine, into the world, is a challenge. It's a challenge. And that is kind of somehow there is the things there. But I also think the Venus in Pisces, as you mentioned about exaltation, that's how we how our society or in the media, we have that idea about unconditional love is the most beautiful and important. Well, when you
yeah.
grow up, when you grow up,
Some people never grow up, Rod, and still believe it. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to judge. Maybe it is the best way of love, and if it works for
it
you,
could
then
be.
go, be
Yeah,
happy.
exactly. Yeah.
Uh, but what I think we should be aware is that nothing is consequenceless. So if you choose this, if you choose unconditionally to love people who are hurting you or who are damaging you,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a consequence for that. And this is what I
Mm-hmm.
think sometimes Venus in Pisces might not see. Sometimes they follow more the illusion, the idea, the emotion that they have of what may
Mm-hmm.
happen. because
Yeah.
also Pisces has this idea of sacrifice and this idea of
Oh.
yeah, that may sometimes be hard. To be
Yeah.
honest, also I would say this can be a placement of extreme creativity because it means that your sense of creativity, Venus, is
Hmm.
connected with
Yep.
so many other people. So
Yep.
the images and the sensations and the emotions that you get are not just yours, but are collective.
Hmm.
So if you can channel them and you create something out of that, it's usually a work of art that anyone can see it, and anyone who sees it will feel touched by it because it can speak to so many people at the same time. So I think it can be so inspirational, but I
Hmm.
think it can be very hard also.
Yeah, we got a comment from the partner of the intelligence. Very interesting comment. Another getting taken advantage of a situation on the same line as Virgo.
Ah,
Exactly,
interesting.
because
Yes.
they are same axis. They are uh, two sides of a coin. So I agree. I agree. This could happen. Not, but as I say, I think Alejo mentioned one thing is very important. If you have a good self value, if you have a good self esteem, if you love yourself, you will service other people, but you know how to say no and where to stop. I think
Yeah.
that is a healthy way. It's not only Venus in Virgo or all the Venus in Pisces just totally give in, totally like a sacrifice. I sacrifice myself. I give you all myself. Not 100%. They will, because that's how they show their love. But I think a healthy way is still know when to say, "Oh, this is not right."
Yeah. And I think we're trying to express
Mm.
some archetypal
Yep, yep, yep,
manifestations of these planets.
yep,
What do I mean when archetypal? I mean that it's like, the definition of archetype is like the instinctual way in which
mm-hmm.
a planet will first try to manifest.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you have your instincts, which are physical instincts of eating,
yeah.
sleeping, and these kinds of things.
Yes.
Your psyche also has its instincts, and
Mm-hmm.
with Venus in Pisces, maybe the instinct is first to totally give in.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this doesn't mean that you're cursed to do that. I mean, we're defining the archetypal expression, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe you will recognize it and you will come up with different ways of doing it. Yes.
I think most important is that today we're talking about the self-esteem, and the first thing is love what you're doing and recognize what you value for. For example, like we just talking about the Venus in Virgo or Venus in Pisces. Maybe other people will think about how stupid you are. You don't protect yourself. But the first, you have to stand for say, no, this is how I value. I value this quality starting from this place, and then it is that is your love, that's your way to love, and that is how important for yourself. And once we start to value that part, then we can start to say how far we can go and what is too much.
Exactly, and also if you can get that somewhere else, because it's
Mm,
true what you say. Both Venus in Pisces and Venus in Virgo, I think they value themselves when they're providing some kind of service.
mm-hmm,
So if this is taking you to a situation that it's not healthy for you, well, why is it there? Okay, because I feel valued, I feel good, I feel
mm-hmm,
that I have some worth when I'm doing something for others. Well, maybe you can channelize that, you can do that in a different way, in a different place,
mm,
in which is
yep,
going to be healthier and better for you. So
mm-hmm,
maybe then you join, I don't know, an association that gives food for the people that are on the streets. I don't know. And that's the way you can express your unconditional love to people who you don't know at all,
yes,
but you still love them. And then in your relationship, you try to find I don't know, maybe an artist or somebody that can, or a musician, I don't know, that can help you also touch, or a spiritual person that can help
mm-hmm,
you also get in touch with these other realms without
mm-hmm,
needing to sacrifice yourself.
yeah,
Or you can choose. You can say, okay, actually, no, I want to sacrifice myself and I will do it. And I will
yeah.
take the consequences. And, well, if this makes you happy, be
Yeah,
happy.
do it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that is things that we appreciate who we are, our quality, our unique quality, our unique way to display love. Not everyone share the same way. Not everyone share the same view. Speak by a Venus in Aquarius. Yeah.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, I think today I really enjoy our chat, and I think our friend, our audience also enjoy that. Please let us know, please, because next Friday, me and Alejo, we have another
Ah,
opportunity
yes.
to discuss the different topic. Let us know. What do you think? Not thank you too. Thank you for sharing with us. And
Thank you.
just let us know what you like to hear because we are here to discuss some astrology topic for the beginner. And and we really want to go through the daily routine and what topic you are interested in, so we can talk about it next time. Would be a little bit longer. I think today we also talk quite long, but so
It
okay.
was long. It
Well,
was supposed to be 30 minutes. We were talking for
I'm
55.
so
Yes.
sorry. Yeah, I'm really sorry. So I have to let you go now, right?
It's not your fault. I was super hooked by this. Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, and so please leave it a comment. Let us know what do you want to talk. And next week, next Wednesday, well, I will invite another friend. I think it's Stefano. Yes, I think Stefano will join us. Stefano will talk. His Instagram is global evolution astrology. And we probably will focus on some market financial astrology, or
Interesting.
maybe the eclipse. That would be very interesting too, because it's not just astrology. It's not just this and that. I mean we have everything we can talk about it. But
Nice.
please, next Friday is on YouTube, and let us know what you want to talk about. Okay, leave a comment here or comment to Alejo. Then we will talk about it. Thank you for listening and
I want
watch.
to
And
say something more.
yes, please.
This Saturday, I'm doing a webinar on
Yep.
unaspected planets. So if you're
Oh, I love
worried
that.
about how to work with unaspected planets, what they mean, and how to work with them,
Hmm.
I'm going to go through each one of the planets so you can use them in your analysis.
Yeah, that is very
If you want to
important.
do it, you have to go to the astrology faculty of astrology studies. I'm going to put the link here.
Yeah, definitely. And also, as you mentioned it, I will mention the end of March. You have another webinar with Kim, right? You have another webinar with Kim.
Yes,
It's about
the astrology
astrological.
of the hero's journey.
I love this topic. I love
It's a
this
combination
topic.
of Campbell's hero's journey with astrology. I also love it. I'm super excited about it.
I love
Yes.
that. Yeah, and if you want to find out your heroic quest from your chart, that would be definitely you have to
Yeah.
join Alejo. Okay, well, thanks everyone. See you next week. Ciao. Bye bye.
Bye bye. I don't know how to get out here.